Good morning and welcome to an autumn forest. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna check on the fishies. I think everyone would like to know how those are doing. So I'm gonna leave my bike here and I'm gonna walk to the pond. And it hasn't rained that much, but even a good shower to get some oxygen in the water. Oh, well, it still sucks. Let's see if there's any life left. No, this is completely dry. No life left. Same as here, I think. Yeah. I can still see some water beetles, but it's even less than... Hey, what's that? Yeah, too bad. Maybe some small fry did survive. Yeah, we had well, it has been raining, but not as much as needed. Yeah. Well, okay, moving on. I'm gonna check this again in, well, yeah, whenever it starts raining. What did happen is a big temperature drop at night, because during the day, well, it's about 11 o'clock now, and during the day it's still warm. At least to me it's still warm. My operating temperature is about 18 degrees. Yeah, but temperature drop. And now is the time that certain mushrooms pop up. You don't see the rest of the year. They need moist and a temperature drop, but warm temperatures during the day. And those are a number of species. And also the certain multi-year mushrooms are waking up. And you already saw the really big one, the giant mushroom. And I found some others that are also, well, not as big as the giant, but they can get really, really big. So, that's next. It's amazing what you can spot from the bike. Look, there. This is it's called a dennenvoetswam. And translated, that's the pine foot fungus. It grows on the base of pine trees, sometimes spruce, The ones the ones I was going for is a bit up ahead, and they grow on spruce. And well, not that big these, but this once had a very, very big one. But I think that most nutrition has left the tree. Yeah. Okay. Next up. I think that's a bit too dark. Again, yes. Oh, this is probably too much. This is a field of asparagus. Yes. In a bit they're gonna cut this off, and in the spring there should be new asparagus coming up. And these are highly sought after, really expensive stuff. This is the only spot they grow them here, so these are local. Very, very local. Okay, enough asparagus. Let's find some dennenvoetswam. Okay. This is one. You can see the growth pattern. It's a coil. And the moss you see here, that is an old tree stump of one of those spruces. And I really, really want to show you the downside. Not the downside, the bottom. Look, this is how fragile they are. Yeah, they really look awesome. Can I, well, yeah, scientific purposes. Oi, I'm gonna break off a little bit. Don't do this at home. Look. That's awesome. I'm not sure if this is edible. I bet the ancients, they had a million uses for this, but it's been lost to time, as a lot of stuff is. But yeah, this is reasonably fresh. This is it has grown over the summer, but it gets really frilly when it gets bigger. Let's see if the other ones are further. This one is much, much larger, but it is hiding inside my most hated plant. Yes, it's disgusting. I really, really hate it. I truly, truly hate it. Oh, but I have to be careful not to damage the mushrooms. Oh, there's a big one. There's an old one. And this is twice the size you just saw. Okay. I love that sound, really. And the sun is just up, or at least starting to get hot. And already the air here is filled with the smell of those trees. They smell like cotton candy. Yes, it's true. I'm not shitting you. That's the resin, which is basically full of sugar. That's that white stuff. Okay, I'm going to scout for the obvious mushrooms. Now, you can see there That's pretty obvious. I don't think the rest will be that easy. Yeah, see you in a bit. This bit of forest, I think it's 100 square meters, not more. Beautiful badger hole. And when I was a kid, we called this the ghost forest because it was very, very dark. Now, mind you, that was 50 years ago. It's not as dark as it used to be. Yeah, trees die and then the bottom growth, the herb layer and the shrub layer starts. And well, this has been completely modified by badgers. Because, well, you can clearly see where the burrows are. This is a big one. I think I showed you this one a long, long time ago. Everything you see here, including there and there, every bit that has green grass is a badger burrow. This is one of the largest, if not the largest, we have here. It's amazing what they can do. And they are protected, so you can't do anything about it. Look, that's an active trail. But there are only two ways you can see badgers, and that is sit by that tree row and be very, very, very patient. Or you do just like me, you wander around aimlessly, and one of these days you run into a badger. And it's happened to me twice. That was a weird sound. Yeah. Well, I don't think I'm going to be that lucky. Especially because I make a lot of noise. And I can go very, very silent. But not when I'm filming. It's really busy here. Damn. I haven't been here in a while. Yeah, imagine this without the undergrowth. Just these massive spruce trees, because they were already really, really big when I was small. Yeah, I really love that sound. This one has been worked on, but it collapsed. But you were looking for big mushrooms, not badgers. Yes, I know, but ha! They were just here. Look at what they all carry this out and backwards. And not once, they have to do upkeep. Because some entrances collapse, like you saw just the one. And well, a lot of crap comes in. I think this is Yeah, I'm going to another bit. The other side is probably the same. Oh wow, look, that's a feather of a hawk. Yeah, it's almost September. It's still warm. I hate it. Really, I'm sick of it. Almost really sick of it. Look here, these are a roe deer bed. They sleep here. Here's one. And sometimes they are still warm when I get to them, which means that the roe deer has been gone for, well, minutes, no more. No, I can't get lost here. Absolutely not. If you get lost in Holland, you're deaf and blind. Really. There's no way you can get lost in Holland. It's physically impossible. Doesn't matter which way you walk. I guarantee you within 5 minutes you find a house or people. So, little skeleton of a bird. Probably a pigeon. Caught by the hawk. Whose feather I just found. Yes. And so we make up our own stories. Look. More destruction. And sometimes, like this, they bring stuff up. Like pieces of flint, which have been worked and have been in the ground for thousands of years. Yeah, hey, a trunk with fungus. Does it have mushrooms? Whoa, that was really weird. No fungus. Okay, I'm gonna put you on hold. Yeah, that looks nice. That's also the problem. If you go mushroom hunting, the best times are when there's a lot of clouds, because you have dark patches, you have light patches, and look. And there's the ant hill. It's a beauty, really it is. Yeah, I'm not gonna disturb them, but yeah, it's difficult with all those, oh man, fresh breeze, with all those light and dark patches, and you see things that aren't there, and you don't see things that are there, and it's chaotic. Yeah, that's a very festive spruce tree. He's very happy because he survived all those Christmases. This is I really was expecting to find more stuff, but it's going to be a boring walk through the forest. I can make stuff up, but that would require CGI. Look. Yeah, it's rotting, but this would make a perfect mount. Bam. Yeah, I've mounted before on spruce bark from the forest, and it is possible. Problem is that it contains a lot of resin. Too much, in fact. And when it's warm, it starts to drip, even after 2 or 3 years. And my grow room gets really, really hot. And I was thinking about drastic changes from shade netting to just move the entire grow room to someplace else and work with a little more light, but I'm not sure yet. Moving would probably cost me a lot of orchids. Yeah, inside these ditches, that's also a good location to find weird stuff. Mushrooms, I mean. Yeah, I was ranting about people cutting these trees down, but I was wrong. They have to. See there, tip is dead, that one is dead, that one is dying. There's a small beetle, and that's killing them. I don't know the correct English word, but in Dutch it's lettersetter. Yeah. And there's nothing they can do about it. Yeah, remove the trees and plant trees that aren't affected by the little beetle. Like chestnut. Ooh, that's also chestnut. I never found a mushroom on chestnut. Ever. Not on the edible variety or the horse chestnut. Yeah, you see. Yeah, just damn. Ooh, this is an interesting spot. It's wet. This is pillow moss. Yeah, well, it's always good to scout ahead, so we're gonna keep this spot in mind. Yeah, you can clearly see that there's something wrong. Yeah, it's very sad. If something that small can take down an entire forest, and in record time, I might add, only a few years. Here again, big open spaces, which could be good for certain shrubs, but the problem is that damned blackberry. A lot of these trees have lost the top, just broke off. And I don't think that the little beetle is an invader. I think it's native. And if it's native, that means that we already killed its enemy. Yeah, that's what we do. Yeah, pause. just when I decided to pack it in because, well, not much interesting going on. But a very, very young giant mushroom. I think that this is the size that they are edible. Not that they get deadly when they grow, but they get woody and chewy, and that's not, no. That's a tinder mushroom. Very, very big family. But yay, this is a new one. Of course it's on the beach. A beach, not the beach. Let's see how this one develops. I've never seen it on this one, so it could be the first year. A lane of beaches. What a beach. Those are always present. Those are, yeah, potato mushrooms. Aardappelboogvist. But this is always in shade, and it is, well, rarely dry. And I noticed that, which is tiny. Yeah, these are roots. But here, look. And here's a bigger one. That's a spruce feather. And it's a bit early, but it can cover the entire side of this ditch. Yeah, there's not much growing yet, but that will come in a few weeks. Yeah. 2 mating slugs. And they don't have to, but this is just to keep the genetic material fresh. And this is something you don't see very often. I don't want to disturb them. Yeah, amazing.